Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. The Lizardmen event has finally culminated into the Lizardmen Summon Pool, and in this video I'm going to take a look at this pool. What does it contain, what are the odds, what good pools can you get, and is this overall a good Summon Pool event or not? First of all, thank you Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video and for giving me this excellent promo link. If you need a new Raid account, then down below in the description or from the QR code, you can get an account that starts with Deacon Armstrong after the tutorial and then gets Uugo, Tagoar and Zargala as you progress. So one of the absolute best starts to Raid you can have. But even so, you may still want some of these Lizardmen, because some of these Lizardmen are really good. So we had a couple of Lizardmen events in Spider and in Dragon, and those events gave Prism Crystals. But we didn't know what those Prism Crystals are going to be used for. Obviously they're used for Summon Pool, but what's in the pool until yesterday. And now this is the pool. The headline champion is Legate Theox, who is the Unity champion of Lizardmen. So the more Lizardmen you have in your party, then the better Legate Theox becomes, and he has some pretty sweet abilities. Then there's other legendaries, Python, Karen the Harvester, Amok and Nekmotar, with Python being the, wow. That's one sweet lizard. AoE Revive, AoE Cleanse, AoE Block, Debuff, tons of heals. Just incredible support champion. There's a lot of support champions in this pool overall. And Legate Theox is a 2% chance, the other legendaries are 1% chance each, and then there's also 8 epics, Scatix, Aox, Basilisk, Broodlord, Jarek, Venomage, Quaggan and Delaya, who are 11.75% each. Fun fact, Delaya also almost sounds like this sort of a loan word in Finnish. He's like, you could translate that into the one who is dying. But hopefully he's not going to be doing much dying. I mean, hopefully he's an attack champion, so he will be doing some killing instead. But the name is not very promising as such. Anyway, in order to pull champions from that pool, you need to have Prism Crystals. It takes 40 Prism Crystals to pull a single champion. If you did both of the Lizardmen events, you have 80 Prism Crystals, so you're able to pull 2 champions from the pool, and you can get more with real money. And it costs around 12 euros per pull from this pool. So how good is the pool? I have tried to arrange these into 3 tiers. So there's like the strong pulls, and 28.5% is the chance that you will get a strong pull, because there's like a Theox, there's 3 of the legendaries, and actually 2 of the epics are really strong here in case of Aox and Venomage. Of course, you could argue like Python, is he just on a league of his own? Can you really put everything else in the same category? But anyway, the strongest of the ones in this pool are these 6, and the probability that you will pick up one of these when you pull a shot is 28.5%. Then there is this group of 4 champions that are like okay pulls, and it's 36.25% to pull one of these. One legendary with Karen the Harvester. Karen the Harvester does have some sweet kit though, with sleep and cooldown increases and decreased speed, but still a little bit more situational than the ones in the absolute top pulls. Same goes with Scatix. Scatix is basically a one-trick wonder, AoE cleanse and block debuffs. He can be very strong. If that's what you need, then he can do the job, but obviously he doesn't bring much else to the table. And then there's Jarek. I do kind of like Jarek. Jarek is a great ally protection champion, and if you want to do Demon Lord with the ally protection way, then Jarek can really help you out there. So the entirety of his kit is basically tailored for ally protection champion in the Demon Lord encounter. So sometimes you can be very happy also when you pull Jarek, depending on your progression. And then there's Delaya, who is like pretty okay DPS, but yeah, doesn't bring that many special things to the table. And finally, there are 3 weaker pulls. There's, well, Basilisk and Broodlord. Those are the weakest pulls clearly here. Then there's Quaggan. Quaggan has some good shields going on, some support powers, but he's still a little bit weaker than the okay ones, so I would not be very happy to pull Quaggan, although pulling Broodlord would obviously be the worst thing that could happen. So weak pulls, 35.25% chance to pull one of these. So overall, it's pretty evenly spread, whether you get a great pull, or an okay pull, or a weak pull. Yeah, if you open just a couple of shards, like if you did the events and open just those 2 shards, then basically anything can happen. So overall conclusions about this summon pool. Each pool is like a curated sacred shard, because the probabilities to get a legendary, get an epic is the exact same as with a sacred shard, but obviously you cannot combine these with something like a double odds event, so you will always just have that singular odds. 12 euros price, it's lower than sacred shards usually go for, but obviously you cannot do this in double events. You cannot use this to gain points in a fusion, so there are downsides as well. This pool is heavily focused on support champions, so there's a lot of good support champions here. If support is what you need, then this pool can be very, very strong for you. There's some excellent support options here. There are also some low rolls though, so just getting those prism shards is no guarantee that you will get something useful out of it. And it looks like this summon pool will not overlap the next fusion. We are now currently in a fusion warm-up event. Fusion has not been announced yet when I'm recording this video, but obviously if there's a fusion warm-up, then there's going to be a fusion coming, and it looks like this summon pool will end before that, so you cannot get an overlap. But there is always some kind of a chance that there's going to be a champion chase before this ends, so then you would want to pull as late as possible, so possibly you can get some bonus points. Although at this moment it looks unlikely that there's going to be any bonus opportunities with this one, but it is Wait Shadow Legends after all. It never hurts to wait a little bit and see if any opportunities come up. So that's sort of pretty fun looking Lizard event overall. I generally do like this pool a lot, but obviously with roughly 1 in 3, 1 in 3, 1 in 3, overall small sample size, anything can happen. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.